He was talking to Jordan Peterson, and he basically said, if I hooked your brain up to a machine that could read your brain waves, I could learn a lot about kind of how you work, about, like your patterns of thought, your maybe even down to like your patterns of behavior, your triggers, all those types of things. But I wouldn't be able to say that I know you, right? I can't know you as a person just through observing the mechanics of your brain waves, or really even the mechanics of your behaviors. He said, really, the only way that you know a person is by what they reveal to you about themselves. I think what I found so profound about this concept is that I hear people frequently, especially people that are atheists or unbelievers, and they'll say things like, well, if I can't observe God empirically with my own understanding, my own reasoning, my own logic, my own faculties, well, then therefore he doesn't exist. Which is tantamount to saying, if I can look at your brain waves, but I can't observe the personality, or I can't observe the conscious part of you, well, then I get to attribute the meaning of those brainwaves in whatever way that I want to. I get to define you in whatever way that I perceive or whatever I deem meets my criteria, as opposed to acknowledging the fact that there are just some things that we can't observe, which strangely is an acceptable understanding, I think, in pretty much all scientific communities, that there are things that we see the effects of that we can't directly observe. But we don't look at those things and say they don't exist. We just look at them and say, we recognize that something's happening here, but we can't observe what the cause is. And my God, the level of hubris to think that we could force him into our own frameworks instead of being required to enter into his frameworks on his terms. It's like saying, if you don't meet me on my terms, then I get to define you in whatever way I want, including whether you even exist or not. Interestingly, I think in a way, this is why he chose Jesus as the only way to the Father. Because God's intention was that we would get to know him relationally through revelation, because that's how relational understanding works. It's through the process of coming to know a person by what they have revealed to you. But if we simply stop at observation, then we get to sort of attribute the things we observe in whatever way we want. We can attribute them to natural causes, or to process, or to, whatever suits our fancy. But if we want to truly know him, then we have to come to know him relationally under the lordship of Christ. But boy, the human mind sure does not want to get off that throne, does it? It would rather live in its own lie than give up power and discover the truth. And boy, oh boy, isn't that a whole lot of people in our world today. Shh.